Hi everyone, welcome to the video. I'm Shana and my work helps women restore their self-worth, their self-esteem, confidence, and allows them to go forward on their terms with a sovereign internal authority. I am here talking about the anatomy of self-esteem. We have done a couple of videos on it already, so check those out if you haven't. After this one is fine. They don't have to be in a particular order. Today we're talking about self-estimation, which is assigning value to yourself. And yes, I am reading my notes. I'm actually looking at the course material. I have the Anatomy of Self-Esteem course in my school community. It's a free community. You're all welcome to join. I would love to have you there. And in it, you will get the free course material. We will go through the course as a cohort if you would like to join that as well. There are also other challenges that we will go through on a monthly basis. Different things like a transcendental journaling challenge, a digital detox challenge, and a couple of other surprise challenges that will be announced in the community. So if you'd like to have a look, why not? Join some really like-minded people you connect with. It's full of compassion and help and support and upliftment. So I really do invite you to go in and have a look there. First, what I'm going to do is find a card for you, a little saying to set the tone. This is Because I Love You by Lucy Cavendish. Some cards, let's call them affirmation cards. Yeah. Set the tone for this video. Let's see. All right, we have Farewell to Pain. Farewell to pain. Because I love myself, I'm willing to let go of what hurts me. I make peace with myself and take every care to assure I am in a self-loving moment every moment. They're really beautiful little cards. Okay, so farewell to pain, all that hurts me. Self-estimation is what we're talking about. So this will be interesting. For any of you that don't know me yet, my name's Shana, as I mentioned. I'm a metaphysician and a spiritual life coach and an intuitive architect of identity. I have a passion to help people with self-esteem. I have had self-esteem issues my whole life. I believe I was born with a lack of self-esteem, certainly a lack of confidence, even more certainly a lack of social confidence. And it plagued me my whole life, probably until the last really 5 years that I've been doing the work that I do. And by that I mean I have created a process to establish self-esteem, confidence and self-worth, and to really be a force of nature out in the world. And it starts with the foundations, with this anatomy of self-esteem. So let's get started and have a look at what is involved in self-estimation. It is assigning value to the self. Self-estimation is the internal system by which a person assigns value to themselves. This one is huge, everyone. I can feel the weight of it. Because I think all of us, however it is guised, whether it's a lack of value, lack of worth, lack of not good enough, being not good enough, I think that is something inherent in us women. I really do. I really do. It is certainly something that is drummed into us subconsciously and consciously. It is something we are still fighting against. Equality is something that we are nowhere near close to. But if we feel it and know it and have it internally, that is how we can best change the system. That is how we can best help our sisters rise to sovereignty. Let's read more. Psychologically, this self governs value attribution. It answers the question, what is my value based on? Is it based on what I look like? How I did my hair? How made up I am? The shortest clothing I can, or revealing clothing I can wear? Is it based on how I keep the house clean? How I cook and have dinner really ready on time? These are all really basic, everyday questions we should be having, because not only is the outer world doing that to us, but we're doing that to us. Let's keep reading, everyone. Remember, nice deep breaths, breathing down into your solar plexus below your chest. Sorry, I'll stand up so you can see here. Yeah, it's actually your diaphragm there, but it's on your solar plexus. And I say that because I know this is going to hit home for a lot of you, and I want you to just breathe through it and really let it sink in, and have the knowing that this can be changed. And I'm here to help you change this. But so you know what I'm talking about, I'm going to keep reading so you know it does apply to you. Okay, self-estimation. It determines whether worth is experienced as inherent or conditional, and whether value is tied to performance, comparison, approval, or outcomes. And I know we've all had well-meaning parents who have compared us to others, have needed us to perform at a certain level so that they could get approval. Oh yeah. I see it every day. My daughter is 15, and I have seen some parents push their kids to perform. And it breaks my heart. Yeah. All right, crucially, This is important. Value does not equal feelings. Value does not equal identity. Value does not equal behavior. They are separate. You are valuable just because. You are valuable because you are human. You are valuable because you're on earth. You are valuable because you are God's creation. That's that. Self-estimation does not describe who you are, how you feel, or what you do. It assigns value to the self as an entity, independent of fluctuating states or actions. It's just because. You are valuable just because. You're you. Period. How this self is commonly shaped or distorted. Self-estimation is shaped by early and ongoing messages about what makes a person valuable. So true, yeah? Because all the external people who are needing validation, acceptance, approval, significance, they are turning it on us, either by example or by necessity, so that they don't get embarrassed by the child who just is hopeless at maths or can't run around this soccer oval or whatever it is. Common shaping influences include conditional praise tied to achievement, behavior, or usefulness. Not just because, yeah, so true. This is so deep, guys. Comparisons with siblings, peers, or social standards. I can't even comment because this is... Who here has actually been compared to a sibling? Why can't you be like your sister? Why can't you be more like your brother? I've not experienced that knowingly. Not consciously aware of it anyway. But tell me, is that I believe that is a thing and still is a thing. Leave a comment because I'm really interested to know. Because I'd like to do some further work on that if that's a thing, and or whatever other situation you feel is appropriate for you. Please comment, and I would love to know. I am here to work for you, and so I need to know what is at the heart of your issues, and I will address it. I will help you through it. Absolute. Let's have a look. What else? Again, we've got cultural emphasis on productivity, attractiveness, or status. Wow. That's interesting. And again, I think that comes into like just your standing in society as well, not just culturally. but certainly status in any culture sort of requires you to be productive or perform in certain ways, be attractive, that's for sure. Another one we've got is relationships where attention or care depended on performance. So again, that's the caregiver giving praise when we perform well, or taking the love away when we don't perform well. And I mean, that's I think what a lot of TV shows and movies are based on, isn't it? The spoiled rich kid who mummy and daddy don't care about unless they perform in a certain way, or don't get their allowance unless they do certain required tasks. I don't know. Guess that's why they all rebel in those movies or shows, isn't it? At least they get some kind of attention. All right, distortions often arise as adaptive strategies. Let's have a look. We've got equating value with being liked, needed, or successful. Yeah. So the more we go and rescue someone, help someone, the more we feel valuable because we're needed. The more successful we are, the more value we think we are. Yeah. Treating emotions as evidence of worth. Treating emotions as evidence of worth. So, feeling bad means I'm bad. So that's where you've got guilt and shame. For an example, guilt is I did something that was bad, and shame is I am bad because I did that thing. I am bad. See the difference there? Fusing identity roles with value. If I'm not this, I'm nothing. If I'm not this, I'm nothing. Yeah, that comes into status a lot, doesn't it? If I'm not a lawyer, I'm nothing. If I'm not a doctor, I'm nothing. If I'm not a successful CEO in some firm, I'm nothing. If I'm not the captain of whatever club, football, whatever it is, I'm nothing. Yeah. I know you've all been through something like this. I know this is all hitting home. I'm sorry. Let's see. Using self-criticism to motivate or prevent rejection. Geez. So, yeah, putting yourself down, isn't it? To get that being liked, maybe it's sometimes the class clown, putting yourself down, making a fool of yourself to get the likes, get the attention, the validation maybe. Yeah. These patterns are learned systems of valuation, not truths about worth. These patterns are learned systems of valuation, not truths about worth. Okay? They're not the truth. Give yourself permission to know they're not the truth. What blocks or undermines this self? Self-estimation is commonly undermined by internal rules such as my value depends on how I perform. If I feel insecure, my worth must be low. Mistakes reduce my value. I must prove my worth continuously. Oh dear. That really makes me sad. Other blocks include habitual self-comparison. Yeah? And this is almost epidemic at the moment with technology, social media. You know, it's not just for the kids. Like I mentioned, I have a daughter who is 15. And it's not just their age, it's our age. We sit there scrolling through Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is, looking at these made up women who pretend like they just woke up in the morning and actually they've spent an hour doing their makeup and setting up the scene. And we sit there comparing. Come on, ladies, come on. Measuring value through outcomes or feedback. Again, is us successfully doing something related to our value? No, it's not. Confusing self-evaluation with self-worth. Confusing self-evaluation. I'm shit at doing videos with self-worth. I'm shit at doing videos, so I must be a shit person and have no worth. That's not true. And no, that's not what I think. It's not true. That's just a lame example I've given you. I'm sorry, I didn't come up with a better one. All right, we're gonna wrap this up, I promise. Let's have a look at this last one. Internalizing external metrics as absolute standards. So again, measuring your success, your accomplishment, whatever it is, and taking that as an absolute reflection on your self-worth. These blocks persist because they once helped secure belonging and safety. It's all a safety program that we're running. It really is. That's all we did. Growing up, that's how the human brain works. That's how fight or flight works. That's how our reptilian brain works. We're going to explore a lot of these different topics, a lot of them, but in the free school community, it's called the Empower Us League. We go through these modules and how to get it restored, our internal authority restored, our self-esteem restored. We go through the anatomy of self-esteem and restore our internal authority. we return to sovereignty. We get our confidence back, our self-esteem back, our self-worth back, our self-respect back. And we don't outsource it. We are sovereign. You are sovereign. And I am the luckiest person alive to be able to usher you into your sovereignty. I can't wait to see you in the community. The link is in the description. I can't wait to see you there. All right.